So you have to be open to learning stuff. If you are comfortable, if you're satisfied with where you are, if you are just cool with where you are in life, this is not for you. This is the thinking effect. We help you do your daily best. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Tom Danger. We're back with a new episode into season 2. So thank you so much for coming along with us on the journey. This week, we're going to talk about you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And that somewhere varies for each person. But before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you would like a complimentary personality assessment, hit up the website, tomdanger.com, contact form. Just put in, superpower, and we'll get right back to you. If you have a guest that you'd like to feature, hit the contact form. There are a few people that I need to get back to. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. I got you. It's coming. What else we have going on? I'm going to put together a course. So, for some of the people that we've been working with in coaching to where I can't physically work directly with everyone right away. I'm going to put together something that's really cool that you can do at your pace and learn about yourself, because self-awareness is like the new gold. The more you know about yourself, the further you'll go. The whole, emotional IQ and all that good stuff. But it's going to be some really good stuff. So appreciate you. So when I first wanted to write a book, I was actually about sugar. I was in my first year of college. I went to LaGuardia Community College. And I did pretty good in English, surprisingly, because my English isn't that great. And I say that because, I speak with a lot of slang and, broken grammar. So to others, it may seem good, but in the world of English, it's pretty janky. But being that I was from the hood, I'm in Harlem, there were certain individuals in which I thought their stories were just so amazing. And it was this one guy around my way. He was one of a set of quadruplets. And they was running through the streets and they were doing some crazy stuff back in the day. But at the same time, there was a very, I want to say, gentle side to him, almost like anybody else, where it's just like you don't really want to do bad things, but because of your environment, you're doing certain things as a mean for survival. Doesn't make it right, but it's what had happened. And I thought that the complexity in his personality, or the dualities in his personality of, he could go from, busting your head in 1 second to protecting everybody in a split second. That's just the way he rolled. And I thought that was so amazing that I wanted to write about it. I had no clue about writing. So I had finished writing a paper in school, and I got like an A+ on it. And I mentioned to the professor, I said, hey, look, I'm thinking about writing a book, but I don't really think I could do it. And I'm about 18. He's like, sure you could. All you need to do is put together your questions and, make it like an interview format. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, you just ask questions and you formulate that and you he made it sound so easy. But I didn't do it. And, being in the streets, Chill, they call them Chill in the streets. Chill wound up getting murdered for robbing some people that he had no business stealing from. So I didn't get a chance to pursue that. Fast forward, about 10 years later, I got this idea again that I wanted to write a book. Again, didn't really know where to start, but I had another conversation with another writer by the name of Sasha Jenkins. Sasha Jenkins has put out like a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to think of the most recent documentary that he put out. Anyway, met him once, and he reminded me that writing is nothing more than how you speak. So before you even write anything on paper, you're technically a writer based on how you speak. And then just to speed ahead a little bit, I spoke with an editor, and she told me, like, look, if you don't have enough time to physically write, I want you to make voice notes, and you could send me those voice notes and I can help you formulate the structure for the book. So that's just a little tip. If you're thinking about writing a book, don't neglect voice notes. You can use voice notes to write your book. So I'm thinking about writing this book again. And procrastination prevented me from writing this book. And I want to talk about the importance of starting small. The original idea for the book was to talk about people who struggle with self-confidence. The book is out now. It's called Motivation and Confidence, Volume 2. It's on the website as well. Appreciate your support. But I didn't really know where to begin. And I remember working somewhere and I was telling a guy who's a really good friend of mine now that I wanted to write a book. And he was like, you could never write a book. I said, it said in my mind. I was like, that was kind of corny. I was like, bullshit. I'm going to write this book. Not even knowing, I would sit down every day for 30 minutes and I would just write. I wouldn't really, there was no, like at first there was no structure, but then after I started getting into it, I said, all right, let me at least create an outline, right? So I always like to package this in like 3 steps to summarize it so that it's not all over the place. So this is going to be, you got to start small. And when you start small, you should start with these 3 steps, okay? And the first step is vision. So by me creating the outline, it created, let me take a step back. The thought of completing the book, that was the vision. The vision was to physically see it like it's done. That's what I wanted to do. I would complete this book. I wanted a story that could help other people. Always have to start the first step, vision. And like Stephen Covey would say from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective, you always begin with the mind. So you start with the vision. What do you actually want to see completed? You have that in your mind, okay? The second step is the planning. Now, you just gotta start. You gotta go. And you have to take it as far as you can take it. And you're not a good writer, still just write, but then you have to find a really good editor, right? And the importance of having an outline is because it provides a guide, or it's essentially a plan. Where are you going? You know that you're going to write based on these chapters or this outline. These are going to be the subjects that you're going to talk about, okay? And this is starting super small. This isn't, don't put in your mind how many books you're going to sell. Don't put in your mind whether it's going to be perceived as good or bad. We're thinking about getting this done. Don't think about number of pages. Only focus on your vision and the outline that you have, right? So started this book, started writing it, had the outline. I knew, basically what I wanted to talk about for each chapter. And it was all over the place, right? But I stuck to it. It took me about 6 months to a year to write because I wanted to make sure that it was good, as well as tell a story that could impact and help other people. So it's something that in rush to, you make this plan part of your life, right? This is like brushing your teeth. You're going to write every day, but you're starting small. It doesn't matter. You set aside a certain time period in a designated area and you do it. If you only have 15 minutes, dedicate yourself to that 15 minutes and don't break it for anyone. This is your starting point, okay? You have to do it, whatever you're going to do, have the vision, you plan it, and you do it consistently, all right? First thing is the vision. Second thing is the planning. And the third part is the execution. What is the execution? It's actually typing the book up and getting a printed copy in your hand. Now, I've put out some videos. It's really a short video on how to push a book to Amazon. I'll leave that in the comments. I actually did it as a Instagram post. I also have some cross-related information on self-publish a book from a blog, all right? But you want to do what you can do to get this book in your hand. We all have a story to tell, but you gotta start small. And the hardest part or the biggest part or the most important part is getting started. This is the Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best.